Hi, welcome to Lone Star College-CyFair. You will learn more about the disability service process by watching this presentation. If you are a Lone Star College student with a disability, you should know that the college is committed to providing equal access to all students and upholding provisions of the Americans with Disabilities Act. This means that all students with disabilities who are otherwise qualified will be offered the same educational opportunities and full participation in programs and activities as provided to all other students. What is a disability? The Americans with Disabilities Act defines a disability as any physical or mental impairment that substantially limits one or more major life activities such as caring for oneself, performing manual tasks, walking, seeing, hearing, speaking, breathing, learning, or working. A disability can be visible or invisible. One may be born with disabilities or they may develop later in life. Where can I find information about disability services at Lone Star College? Every campus has an office that provides accommodations and support services called the Disability Services Office. For students attending College-CyFair, Stephanie Dillon, Tamara Herod, and Susan Firth will be your disability service counselors. We are here to help ensure that you have a full and inclusive experience in college. We look forward to meeting you. What if I receive services in high school? How do my rights change when I enroll in college? A main difference between high school and college is that in high school, the school district identifies students with disabilities and provides testing and support. In college, a student must self-identify in order to receive support. In college, all disability services are confidential. Also, students are the adults and therefore parents are typically not part of the planning process. This means it is up to you to seek out the help you need. How do I know if I am eligible for services? What type of documentation do I need? In order to receive accommodations, you will have to provide current documentation from a licensed or certified healthcare professional qualified to treat and diagnose the disability. This can include medical documentation such as a letter from your healthcare professional or a full evaluation or diagnostic report. Because K-12 and higher education laws differ, it is important to note that K-12 documentation may not fully satisfy LSC documentation requirements. Documentation must be current, typically no more than 5 years old, depending on the nature of the disability. If you are not sure if you have a disability or have the required documentation, contact your campus disability services office for guidance. What is an accommodation? Accommodations include academic adjustments and requests for auxiliary aids and services. Accommodations are recommended on an individual basis depending on the student's needs. Some common accommodations include assistive technology, testing accommodations such as extended time and a reduced distraction testing area, sign language interpreters, and accessible desks and chairs. Reasonable accommodations are made in order to level the playing field for otherwise qualified individuals with disabilities. How do I request accommodations? To request accommodations, please visit LSC's Virtual Disability Assistance Center, VDAC. VDAC is the first virtual stop at all campuses for all students requesting accommodations. All new and returning students, dual credit students, and students needing accommodations for TSIA testing. Students will also use VDAC to upload disability support documentation, renew or request changes to accommodations, and retrieve and print disability service records. You can find VDAC by going to this link provided. Here you can also find campus contacts, information regarding policy and procedures, and additional resources. Click on Students Requesting Accommodations. This will take you to the instruction page for new and returning students. New students must self-identify, request accommodations using VDAC, upload documentation, and actively engage in the process. If you scroll down the same page, you will find instructions for returning students to renew their accommodations. Students must request accommodations each semester. This is because the type of class, whether online or in person, and the subject, example math, art, are just a few items considered when developing accommodations. This flowchart shows the collaboration between the student and the Disability Services Office. Students should complete the application for disability services and upload your documentation using VDAC. A disability service provider will review your request and documentation to determine eligibility. They will then contact you to schedule an intake meeting to discuss and approve reasonable accommodations. Once reasonable accommodations are approved, students log into the Virtual Disability Assistance Center VDAC to select which approved accommodations they will apply to each class. The DSO office will then approve your request and email you and the instructor the faculty notification letter. This process is meant to be interactive, deliberate, and collaborative between the college and the student. It is not meant to be burdensome, but it can take time. Students are strongly urged to begin the process as soon as registration opens each semester and at least 4 weeks before classes begin. By starting early, students are more likely to receive accommodations in a timely manner. The DSO office does accept and considers requests for accommodations throughout each semester. Accommodations are not retroactive. This means that accommodations begin the day instructors receive the faculty notification letter. It is also very important to actively engage and participate in all discussions and decision-making about your accommodations. The college recommends students discuss their accommodations with their instructors to ensure the accommodations are understood and appropriately implemented. Students are not required to disclose the nature of their disability to the instructor. If students encounter any difficulty with their accommodation or its implementation, they should notify the DS provider immediately. Students are expected to be their own self-advocates. However, DS providers can help students advocate for themselves and their accommodations. Students, this is an exciting transition in your life. It's time to take charge of your education. Learn more by visiting our Disability Services website or contacting our office. See you soon, and we look forward to working with you. Take care.